I have something really stupid I gotta show you. Alright, chat. This might be single-handedly one of the biggest failures of human engineering I've ever seen. Let me introduce to you the apparently rock, paper, scissors Overwatch 2 counters chart. Let me read this to you. So apparently, according to them, the character on the left is countered by the 4 characters that follow behind it. So, D.Va is countered by Zarya, Sombra, Hog, and Junk. This might be one of the biggest failures I've ever seen in the history of gaming. Sombra counter D.Va? Fair. I would say that Sombra is pretty decent against D.Va. Zarya good against D.Va? Fair. Zarya is pretty good against D.Va. That's actually correct. Hog counters D.Va? Are you fucking dumb? You literally pick D.Va to fuck up Hog. There's 2 picks, right? There's 3 picks right now you pick to fight Hog. Sigma, D.Va, Narissa. Zarya technically, but that's only because Zarya is OP right now. If Zarya was in a straight state as everybody else, you wouldn't pick Zarya to counter Hog. Pick Orisa because she's tanky, fortify, spinny spear, and the most important part, her javelin to cancel his self-heal. D.Va, you wanna know why D.Va? D.Va has this right click there where she literally puts up a giant defense matrix. So if your Hog hooks somebody in, and he's going for the big one-tap combo, you just go, and guess what? That shot goes blink, and it goes nothing. Nothing happens to them. They just walk away for free because D.Va fucks up Hog. Hog's one trope is he's tanky and he has a one-shot. D.Va literally makes it go bye-bye. Now you could say, but Fletz though, but if Hog's further enough away, she can't get there. She can fucking fly. If you hear the hook, if you hear the piggy boy on the flank and you hear, and you can look to the left and you see him going for the hook, and you hear the ka-chunk of it hitting somebody, boosters in, fucking Mach 2, fly at him, put the defense matrix up, they hook your teammate in, they shoot the teammate, and nothing happens. No shit. Really? Hog is a counter to D.Va. That's hilarious. So let's go even further. Junkrat is a counter to D.Va. D.Va is literally picked versus spam. Do you know why? Because you don't play shields versus spam, because the shields can't beat it. It takes too long. There's too much damage to absorb. Do you know what doesn't have a maximum damage taking? D.Va's defense matrix. The limiter on D.Va's defense matrix is a timer, not damage. So high damage spam like Pharaoh or Junk, you go D.Va and you just eat it all, and that's it. You know what she can also do? She can eat the Junkrat Martyrdom. So if you die on Junkrat, let's say you jump in and you die on top of an enemy, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna get him with the Martyrdom. She can literally go defense matrix, zoom, and like a fucking Roomba, eat it. You know what actually is a counter to D.Va? Zarya? Sure. I would say that's a good counter. Sombra? I guess. But consistent high damage from range is what beats D.Va. There's not all these hard counters like there was in Overwatch 1. Sure, there's certain things you pick that are better against other comps and against other picks, but that doesn't mean everything has that. And on support category, that goes to Ana, that goes to Brig, because Brig can kind of duel the D.Va up close and create space for her supports to make sure the D.Va can't hard dive them. That's Lucio, because Lucio just speeds away. You don't play Zen, because Zen gets shit on a little bit.
I'm on fire!
Bap can even fight back a little bit against D.Va. Like, there's other, like, but those aren't hard counters. The only one I would say is, like, probably the best pick is, like, maybe Brig, I guess, or Lucio. But, like, the point is, though, that's just misinformation. Those are just wrong. You're just throwing something there because you don't have anything to throw there. Zarya is probably your best tank pick. On DPS, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because the meta is so strong right now towards, like, Sojourn. Sojourn's good against everything. But, like, that's not a hard counter. It's not a hard counter. Like, it's just, you're throwing shit in here just to have something. Like, even against Doomfist. What is Doomfist countered by? Reaper and Pharah? I would say Pharah, Echo, sure. I mean, they can fly and Doomfist can't hit them. Sure. That doesn't make them a hard counter. That just means Dooms can't hit flyers. I wouldn't say that's a hard counter. I mean, I guess it's kind of a counter, like you're gonna survive better, but like, I would say a hard counter would be Orisa, because she has Fortify to stop the punch. I would say it's Zarya, because you can bubble the punch, you can turn that into an effective way to turn his abilities against him, using it to your advantage. That's what a counter is. A counter is to turn the enemy's strengths against them, and to make it so it's a good thing for you. Flying around on Pharah and Echo, sure, the Doom can't do a lot to you, but that's not really the Doom's job anyways. They have hit scan, you're fucked. How do you beat a Doomfist? Orisa, Zarya. Hell, even D.Va. All pretty good against it. On the support category, Brig, you can counter bash his punch and leave him vulnerable on the ground. Lucio's hard to pick off. Bap is really good because even if you punch Bap into the wall, he can throw his lamp on the ground. So then the Doomfist only has 4 shots. He goes boom, 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 boom. When Doom has his 4 shots, guess what? He runs out. He has to kill the lamp or he kills the Bap. You can't kill both. So you punch the Bap into the wall, he throws his lamp out. You have to use all 4 of your shots to kill the lamp. You can't kill the Bap anymore. Bap survives. That's a counter. Like, that's not a counter, but it's a way to survive. It's a way to be better. So, like, I wouldn't say Reaper is a counter. Sure, Reaper's decent against Doomfist, because if the Doomfist goes in and pops fucking block right in front of everybody, you can do some decent damage to him. But I'd say even Cassidy is probably a little better. Keep him at range. Keep poking him out a little bit. Try to play with your backline. Like, it's not great, but like, it's better. I'd say Genji is better. I'd say Tracer is better. The Pharah Echo, sure, because they can fly and they're not really double with that much, but what happens if they have double hit scan? Echo, Pharah go out the fucking window. Now you're going to Tracer, you're going to Genji, you're going to these flankers. You're going somewhere else. Junker Queen's another great example. What counters Junker Queen? Why is Reinhardt not on this list? Reinhardt is probably the hardest tank counter to Junker Queen. Even when Junker Queen was OP in the beta, Reinhardt felt weak because there was no cleanse and there wasn't like a way to fight against the Junker Queen. But Reinhardt is the hard counter to Junker Queen because Junker Queen goes to Brawl. Guess who's the king of Brawl? It's Reinhardt. So like, there goes that. Orisa? I mean, I guess maybe. Bastion, come on, dude. Bastion, seriously? Bastion's your counter? Come on, dude. That's just clownery. That's literally clownery. Zenyatta, I guess, because you can put Discord and spam him out. Mei, I'll give you Mei because Mei is good against every Brawl character. But I mean, realistically, what's good against Junker Queen? Widowmaker? Hanzo? Sojourn? Any ranged hit scans? So, like, anything where you keep her kind of away? On the tank end, so Reinhardt's really good. Orisa's okay. Zarya is OP. Zarya fucks her up because guess what? You start to bleed on Zarya and Zarya goes, bubble. Now you flipped it on her. You just turned her damage into your advantage. That's a counter. What's up next? Orisa. What's Orisa countered by? Winston? Huh? Dude, come on, bro. What? Orisa... The reason Winston's any good against fucking Orisa isn't because you don't fight the Orisa. You just go kill her backline. You just leave the Orisa alone. But then why is Zarya not there? Zarya literally... You know what? You want to know how you beat an Orisa on Zarya? Orisa spins her spinny spear. She throws a javelin at you. She pops her fortify. Zarya just goes... Beam go burr. Reload. It's just like, dude, how what? Excuse me? Zen I'll give you because she doesn't have a shield and she can get Discord and take a lot of damage. Junkrat again? Dude, Sojourn's right there! Sojourn literally builds up her one tap. That's why you don't play Sojourn. Dude, that's why you don't play Orisa in high elo. That's why Zarya has been hard meta. Because if you shoot the Orisa, you just get a free one tap. The Orisa doesn't die, sure, but the Sojourn sits there, builds up her one-tap ability, then fucking jumps over the Orisa and goes for a one-tap.
Countering others.
Like, dude, it's like, dude, come on, Junkrat, really? Junkrat and Reaper? Reaper I could give you if you're running full Brawl, but that's not a counter. That's a counter to any Brawl tank that if you play a whole Brawl comp. What beats Orisa is, like, sustained range poke, surviving her cooldowns. Orisa is a cooldown-based character. If you don't wait her cooldowns, she's gonna beat you. But if you wait out her cooldown, she's free. So, like, that's why she's not good in high elo. Or she's not great in high elo. Like, some people will play her, but not really. Ryan is countered by a... Okay. Countered by Reaper, Bastion, Pharah, and Junkrat. What in the fucking silver am I looking at? Dude, these are all the high damage, basically sit there and do nothing else characters. The only reason you're picking Pharah here is because the Ryan can't hit on and swing her. swing on her, and you're picking Junkrat for shield break. These are all shield break characters, and one's a tank buster. Like, that's not a counter. That's not a fucking counter. You know what's a counter? Sojourn. You literally build up a one-tap off his shield. You can slow him with your snag, and you basically just stay away from him and build up one-taps and do damage over time. Dude, if you play Bastion versus Rein, what Rein can do? Rein can fucking tank with a pin. Can hard tank it. Unless you have a full runway, like a literal landing strip, you can tank the whole Bastion, like, shift tank form, pin him and kill him. It's really not that difficult. Like, if you're gonna sit there and play spam the entire time, you're probably gonna lose. Like, this is the most silver thing I've ever seen. Those don't counter Rein anyway, other than the Pharah maybe, because you can't deal with her. And Reaper's kind of tough to deal with on Rein. They're up close, but like, if you're running a rush comp around the Reaper anyways, then you're running a similar looking comp. Dude, it's so dumb. Anyways, Hog, Ana, okay, actually good take. Zarya, come on, dude. The D.Va was literally right. Dude, if they play Hog, you play Orisa, you play fucking D.Va. You literally ignore him. You go into the backline, go far away from him. You play Ana because you sleep him and anti him, and then you all team on him together. You play Zarya. Zarya is okay right now because Zarya is just strong. Widowmaker, I mean, I guess technically, but I wouldn't say it's a counter to fucking Roadhog. It's more like they don't have a shield, so they have easy sightlines. And they have Reaper here. Why wouldn't you have Hanzo here? Why would you not have Hanzo here? If Widow's here, Hanzo's the same thing. There's no shield. Like, what? Sigma's countered by Orisa? Are you dude? What counters are Sigma? Winston? D.Va? Things that are mobile and go past? Reinhardt, if there's rush comps? Sojourn? Hanzo, I wouldn't say it's a counter, but Ana's is pretty good against Sigma because you can stay away from him. Like, Overwatch is not a game where just like everything has a counter pick anymore. It's like some things do have things that are better, but there's not really that many hard counter picks. And then lastly, Winston. Okay, Hog against Winston, yes and no. Winston doesn't do well against Hog, but it does okay if you just go for his backline the entire time. Like, you don't fight the Hog. Ana is okay against Winston, but I wouldn't say it's a counter. Like, where's Brig? Brig is probably the best one to be on this list. Brig and Lucio are pretty good to have on this list because they're good at booping them away, keeping teammates alive. Moira, dude, I went in ever in history. Okay, that's actually not totally true. There is actually a time where you do go Moira, but it's not because she's a counter. It's because staying alive on support is so hard if the Winston is forcing it on you. That's not a counter. Moira is not a counter to Winston. It is your survivability tactic because your teammates aren't helping you on Ana or something like that. Which, by the way, you listed as a counter. So if you play Ana and you're getting shit on by their Winston, think about that. Ready? The only time you play Moira versus Winston, or with Winston, is if you're playing 6-man, which was like this all-in comp. Or you play Moira in like ranked, because the Winston keeps diving you as a support player and you can't survive it. You need a way to escape, and Moira has the best support escape ability in the game. Oh, then maybe Kiriko's teleport's better now, but I don't know. Point is, though, if you have Ana listed as a counter, shouldn't you just pick Ana instead? Oh, wait, you can't, because Ana's not actually the counter. Ana's good with Winston and against Winston, but it's not a counter. It's a synergistic pick, which means that she enables him with Nano and also can sleep him. Like, there's an interaction where Ana has to land the sleep dart on the Winston, and the Winston has to dodge the sleep dart, sure. But then you swap Moira because you're not winning that battle. That doesn't make her a counter. That just makes her good, like a good pick to have with or against Winston. That's not a counter, though. Counters are different. Counters are things that, like, okay, they went this, I need to swap. Pharah, they go Pharah, I need to go Cassie, I need to go Widow. I need to go Ashe. Not really Soldier. Soldier's not really great against it, but, like, it technically counts, I guess. Point is, though, that's not a counter. Counters are different things. That's why this list is bullshit. It's kind of like not fair, and it's not like good to players. And honestly, I don't think I want to go through the whole thing. I'd spend all day here. We already only went through tanks, and tanks fucking took like 10 minutes. But we're not even done. I don't think we're not even done with tanks. Wait a minute. They put Ball is countered by Sombra, Reaper, Bastion, Pharah. Let's look at this. Sombra, yes. Reaper. You can put Reaper on against any tank. Like. Bastion, I mean, I guess, because you can't really shield, and I guess you sit in the backline, but I wouldn't say it's a counter. I would say Soldier's even better. I'd say Sojourn's even better. Pharah is only because you can't Like, how often is the Pharah chasing down and killing the ball? Like, almost never. You're just playing Pharah because the ball can't hit you. Like, I feel like the default here is, oh, I can't come up with another tank, another counter for this tank. Let me just put fucking Pharah there. And then Zarya. Zarya's countered by Pharah. Again, the only thing they're playing on is it's far enough away that the Zarya can't hurt you. Yeah, but you also charge the Zarya to 80 energy. Countered by Sombra? Zarya's countered by Sombra? Nah, dude. Sombra's just good at hacking everybody. That's not a counter pick, though. Zen, I could maybe give you. Maybe. It's kind of pushing it because that bubble gets rid of the cleanse, or it cleanses his Discord orb. And honestly, Zen is playing close enough that he's brawling in current day Overwatch. You can kind of just speed onto him and kill him. And then Bastion, all you're gonna do is just charge her up anyways. You're just gonna feed her energy. Like, it really don't make much sense. It really don't make much sense. What you play against Zarya is you play Winston. Winston doesn't give her much charge. You don't have to really engage her. You engage their backline, and guess what? Zarya turns around and bubbles her teammate. Even if you're shooting them already, you only end up giving her like 10 charge. You just leave her alone. You just leave whoever she bubbled alone, go to the next target. You know what I mean? Like, or wait it out. It's enough time to be able to switch targets. Plus, with Winston's cleave, even if she bubbles one person, there's maybe 2 other people that are there that you can still do damage to. Winston is the best counter to Zarya that exists. Even Ryan is a better counter to Zarya than fucking Sombra. You know why Ryan's good against Zarya? Because there's a matchup there where Ryan has to kill the Zarya, but Zarya has to burn bubbles to stay close. So you don't want to be giving her too much charge, or the counter end, you just break through her bubbles and kill her. But if the Zarya gets to 80 energy and uses both of her bubbles, Ryan just runs her over. So there has to be this middle ground where she's like playing mid-range brawl, where it's like, I can't get too close. If I get too close, this Ryan will fuck me up. But if you don't get close enough, you won't get a lot of charge. So there's like a little bit of a chess battle going in there. But like, Ryan is a good pick versus Zarya in theory. And in right now, the only reason it's not like that great is because Zarya is OP. When Zarya gets reduced down, Ryan will be decently good against Zarya, and the best Zaryas will still perform well against Ryan, but it's a good pick. But regardless, though, you're just throwing shit at the wall here, man. Like, dude. And I shudder at the thought of poor TikTok brand new players look at this and go, wow, this is a very helpful, informative list. And then they go and troll your games because they thought that fucking Zarya was a good counter to Hog. Look at the Pharah counters. Pharah's countered by Widow, which is good. Hanzo, yeah. Sojourn, it's okay, it's okay. Soldier. So where's Cassidy and Ashe? Like, if you got, like, this is just a no-no. Get rid of this. Replace this with Ashe or Cassidy, and you're good to go. Like, I wouldn't even argue with that bad. Like, technically you're not wrong, but it's not optimal either. Wait, they just didn't put Cassie on anything? It's right here. Cassie's right here. Wait, they didn't think Cassie's the counter to anybody? Wait, are you dumb? You know why Cassie's better against Pharah than fucking Soldier? Because you're doing damage over time versus burst damage. Wait, Sim? Wait, Sim is countered by D.Va? Dude, the longer I look at this, the more mad I get. How are you going to say Sim is countered by D.Va? Winston, okay, I'll give you that. Pharah, I'll give you that. But again, Pharah, you keep putting Pharah on this list because Pharah can fly and just can't get hit. Like, if I looked at this list, you'd think Pharah is the best character in the fucking game. Oh my god, it really is a silver player. It's actually a console silver player. Oh my fucking god, it actually is. It's a console low elo player. It makes sense now. They think Pharah counters everything. Look at Moira's counters. Countered by... I'm in the way. Countered by Widow, Sombra, Ball, and Winston. How does Moira countered by Winston if Moira's the counter to Winston? Excuse me. Excuse me? I have a discrepancy. How is Moira the counter to Winston if Winston's the counter to Moira? Excuse me. It depends on the player. That's not how counters work. Zen is countered by Junker Queen, Winston, Widow, and Genji. Okay, I'll give you Widow. No, I'll give you Winston and Genji. Why is Tracer not on this list? But wait a minute. Zen is countered by Junker Queen, but Junker Queen is countered as... excuse me! Excuse me, there's another discrepancy! Excuse me! Excuse me! How can Zen be the counter to Queen, but Queen is the counter to Zen? Excuse me! Okay, the Widow one's actually not terrible. Winston Ball actually makes sense. Sojourn is not terrible, but Genji should be on here. Reinhardt, excuse me? Dude... How are you gonna say Reinhardt is a counter to Widow because he has a shield? Shut the fuck up! Dude, what the... no Genji? No Genji? No Sombra? You know what? Dude, when you play Widow, and you play off angles, and you're playing off to the side like how you play Widow, you know what Sombra can do? Sombra comes like behind and goes beep boop beep boop, and then you're just go... How is that not a counter? What? This is actually, unironically, one of those things where the longer you look, the worse it gets.
I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
Oh, Kanye thinks the prime, Pathless thinks the fresh prime. I mean, honestly, like, genuinely, this is actually not the worst. Like, this might sound dumb, but this is actually a better list than the other one is. I'm not even joking. It actually is. Like, there are more things that are technically correct about this list than are correct about the other one.